It's the 25th anniversary of one of the leading cultural events in Indianapolis. You can view the works of locally prominent African-American artists during the Meet the Artist exhibit here at Central Library, beginning on Friday, February 1st and continuing through March 23rd. With us to talk about this year's milestone event are Tony Radford, who is the longtime curator of Meet the Artists and one of the participating artists, along with a new artist this year, LaShonda Crow Storm, who will be exhibiting her project of quilts. But Tony, this is the 25th anniversary. This must mean a lot to you. You've been around ever since the beginning.
From the beginning, day one. And it does mean a lot. I mean, it's just been a phenomenal success for the 25 years, not only for our committee, for the library, for the general public, and for myself. You know, it's created a lot of outside interest in what I've been doing. So it's just been a phenomenal success.
You mentioned the committee, and this is made possible through the library's African American History Committee.
Right.
A lot of work has gone into this, but how has this event grown over the 25 years?
Oh wow, it's grown significantly. Each year it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. First year I thought, you know, it was 100 and maybe 50 people. I thought that was great. Then the second year it just grew. After about 6 years we had to change the opening from a Friday to Saturday to a 4-hour opening because we just outgrew that Friday night and being open at the same time that we had to shut down Saturday and do a 4-hour reception Saturday. And 2008 we had close to 3,000 people come through the doors for our 20th anniversary.
And now the event has extended itself through the month of March, as we were talking a little bit ago. This even provides more exposure for the artists.
Right, it gives the artists a little bit more exposure, in which that's what we need is exposure, you know. So, you know, February is like the shortest month of the year, and a lot of work goes through this, so we thought, you know, we'd, you know, extend it a little bit. So we go through March now, and it's been great.
Well, again, the Meet the Artist exhibit itself begins on February 1st and continues through March 23rd here at Central Library. But there's another major event associated with this. It's a public event. It's the Meet the Artist Gala on February the 9th.
Right.
And we'll talk about that in a second. But let's talk to LaShonda here for a moment. You're new to the lineup of artists this year. Tell us what it means to be part of the Meet the Artist exhibit this year.
It's exciting. I think, as Tony already mentioned, as an artist, to try to get your work out there is always important. So to be able to have your work in an environment where possibly 3,000 people will see it in one day, that's even more of a plus.
That's right. And there are 15 participating artists this year, and you're part of that group. Tell us about the art that you will prepare and have on display.
Well, my particular project is really kind of social justice disguised as artwork, because it explores, it's the first quilt in the series called the Lynch Quilt Project, which explores gender issues as they associate with the history of lynching and racial violence in the U.S. And it is a community-based project, so the actual quilt on display was only able to be created because people from all over the country helped participate in either making it or sending donations of fabric. Some of that fabric was important to them. It was handmade fabric, or it was fabric that came from a grandmother's quilt, or it was fabric that came from one woman's breastfeeding a shirt that she wore. So all of that type of fabric and history and many hands went actually into making the first quilt, as well as the remaining 6.
Okay, so there are, what, 6 quilts in all. I was going to ask if this is an ongoing project and that more quilts are
in process.
Put together. Okay.
We have 3 that will be finished by the end of the year. Because it is a community-based project, it means it just goes slower, because either I could go home and make everything, or I could wait for the community to help. So for it to really be a community project means you have to wait for the community to participate, which, given that I have people from New York to LA and everywhere in between participating, it means it takes a little bit longer, because hand sewing is just a lot more complicated and a lot slower process.
Well, it sounds very exciting and very meaningful. People should be able to get a lot of meaning out of your exhibit this year.
We hope so.
Yes. Tony, let's talk about the Meet the Artist Gala coming up in February. Give us a rundown of what people can expect.
We've got a great lineup for this year, starting off with Luther Campbell. He's a national recording, gospel recording artist. He's going to open up. We're bringing back our magician, by popular demand, Walter King.
Oh, yes. The Spellbinder.
Excellent. Walter King, the Spellbinder, yeah. He's just phenomenal. So we thought we'd bring him back for our 25th anniversary. We have not one poet this year, but we have 3 poets.
Oh, boy.
Kadisha Ricks, being our youngest poet, Gabrielle Peterson, and then local, she's local, and also Tasha Jones. And both Gabrielle and Tasha Jones are doing big things on the national circuit, opening up for major acts. And Tasha's been on TV One, poetry show that they have on TV One. So.
Well, another name that people will recognize here in Indianapolis, Alpha Blackburn, who's a fashion designer.
Going to coordinate our fashion show. She's a local designer, well known here in the city.
Okay.
Our band, Stacy McCracken, will be performing that evening. Wonderful vocalist, great band.
Good.
So you don't want to miss that as well.
And activities for children too.
We also have Art with a Heart that's going to do our youth exhibit, and they're going to do a workshop. We also have Tammy Sutton Brown, Center for the Indiana Fever, and she's going to do storytelling as well. And of course, Walter King is family, so the kids will enjoy that as well.
A great night and a great month, plus of wonderful art here at Central Library, highlighting the works of locally prominent African-American artists. You can find more about Meet the Artists and view the images of some of the artwork of the various artists and learn about the gala on the library's website at ndpl.org. Thank you, LaShonda and Tony. Best of luck in this 25th milestone year of Meet the Artist, and we hope to see you at Central Library for this year's milestone event.